Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Students, are you listening me? Please reply. Okay. Very good of you. Assalamu alaikum, all of you. And good morning. I'm waiting for other students to join me. After that, I will start my lecture. We have done different kinds of sentences in direct and indirect speech. Now, I'm discussing today another kind of sentences in direct and indirect speech. Now I'm going to start my today's lecture. It is English language lecture again. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. This is lecture number 32. The topic is narrations. This is the fifth lecture of narration, and I'm discussing some of the examples of different kinds of sentences here today. We have done in the last lecture imperative sentences, some kinds of imperative sentences in which these sentences show request and order. Now some more kinds of imperative sentences are going to discuss here. First of all, I want to tell you about the rules for conversion of direct speech into indirect speech. When we are doing imperative sentences, there is some changes in the rules or some different things have to be applied here. There are different rules. Now, the first one is remove separating comma. That means you should know that that is the comma which is between the reporting verb and the reported speech. So we remove it when we change from direct into indirect speech. Then number two is remove quotation marks. That means inverted commas. Third one is use the connector that and to. It means we have two options here. In different types of sentences, we use that as a connector, and in other kind of sentences, we use to as a connector. Next rule is that change said to into suggested to when we are doing this sentences for suggestions. Then next rule is change said to into proposed to when we will do the sentences regarding proposals. And number six is change said to into advised when we are doing the sentences in which some advices are given. Now you should remember after the sentences that which rule is applied in which kind of sentences. First of all, I'm going to discuss imperative sentences which are showing suggestions. Example is she said to her friend, let's go for shopping. In which sentence you see that let's is here, which is showing the suggestions. So how we change these sentences? First of all, we copy the subject here, she, which does not change. So we copy it. Said to is changed into suggested to because it is a suggestion. Her friend, it is the object, so it remains unchanged here. We copy it, her friend. Then comma is replaced by the connector that here. Then for let's, we change it in entirely different form, and you can see that let's has been changed into they should. Go is the first form of verb. It is copied here. It does not change here in these kind of sentences. And for shopping is the object, so it remains same with the full stop at the end. Now the sentence becomes, she suggested to her friend that they should go for shopping. I hope you are understanding these kind of sentences. Now another example for the sentence which shows a suggestion here. He said to his cousin, comma, let's go for a walk, full stop. You can see the actual words of the speaker are enclosed in the inverted commas. Now, when I'm changing it into indirect speech, I just copy the subject first, he, then said to is changed to suggested to. His cousin, it is showing the object, so it remains same, his cousin. Comma is replaced by that. And for let's, we use they should. Go, the first form of verb, it remains same. For a walk, as an object, it remains same with the full stop at the end. He suggested to his cousin that they should go for a walk. Now I'm going to discuss another kind of imperative sentences in which the sentences are showing the proposals. The example is that the daughter said to her mother, comma, let's plan a dinner tonight. Here you can see that again there is let's, but it is showing the idea or something planning about something else. It is not doing now. It has to be done for a after some time. So we change the sentence in the way we copy the subject first. The daughter said to change into proposed to. Her mother remains same. It is the object. Comma is replaced by that. Let's is changed into they should. Then plan, which is the first form of verb, it remains same. A dinner, which is the object, remains same. Tonight has been changed into that night. If you remember, I have given you the chart in which there is the change of place and time given from the direct to indirect speech. So you should remember that chart. You should learn that chart so that you should be able to do these kind of sentences in which those words are given. Now the sentence becomes, the daughter proposed to her mother, that they should plan a dinner that night. Now next sentence, it is also showing a proposal. The son said to his father, comma, let's plan a picnic tomorrow, full stop. Again, you can see that it is a planning for tomorrow, so it is a proposal. The son, that is the subject, we copy it. Said to is changed into proposed to. His father is changed into, is not changed, so it remains same. We copy it, his father. Then comma is replaced by that. Let's is changed into they should. Plan, the first form of verb, is remain same. A picnic object remains same. Tomorrow is changed into the next day, which is already given in the chart. So you should use those words from the chart. The sentence becomes, the son proposed to his father that they should plan a picnic the next day, full stop. Remember, we are changing the imperative sentences into the assertive sentences. It means the simple form of sentences, mostly affirmative type, which gives the positive meaning. Now I come to the next kind of sentences. These are the imperative sentences which are showing the advices. Okay. Here you can see that the doctor is advising his patient. So the sentence is, the doctor said to the patient, comma, take medicines twice a day, full stop. Here you can see that it is an advice. So how I am changing it? The doctor, which is the subject, I copied it here, and said to is changed to advised. There is no to added here. Remember this thing when we write the word advised. The doctor advised, then we copy the patient, that is the object, the patient. Comma is replaced by to here. Remember, when we are not writing to here before the object, then we replace the comma with to. Otherwise, if we are adding to here, like suggested to or proposed to, then we will replace the comma with that. So you should remember those important points. These are little differences, but you should know them to make the exercise or make the sentences in the proper way, or do the work correctly. Now we replace the comma with to, and then we copy the whole sentence here. Take medicines twice a day, full stop. Like we are doing the requesting sentences and the sentences which show the order. Similar rules are applied for the sentences which are showing the advice. Now I am giving you another sentence, another example here. The nurse said to the patient, comma, take complete bed rest, full stop. Here you can see that nurse is giving the advice to the patient. So when I change it, I copy the nurse first, that is the subject, and said to is changed to advised. The patient, which is the object, it has been copied here. Then we replace the comma with to, because I have told you when we are writing the word advised, we don't write do here. We to here, we write to after the to replace the comma here, and then we copy the whole sentence, the actual words of the speaker within the inverted commas. We copy it, removing all the inverted commas, to take complete bed rest, full stop. Now the sentence becomes, the nurse advised the patient to take complete bed rest, full stop. Now I hope you have understood these all kind of imperative sentences. This is the end of all kinds of imperative sentences here. No, now I want to ask you whether you have understood or not. Please reply me, hurry up, so that I will move to another sentence. Yes, very good of you. You have understood it. Okay. Now I am going to explain another kind of sentences here, which are known as optative sentences. I have told you that there is a difference between imperative and optative sentences. In imperative sentences, these are the sentences which are showing request, order, suggestions, proposals, advices. But in optative sentences, these are different from imperative sentences. These are showing the pray, wish, and curse. But one more difference between the imperative sentences and the optative sentences is that imperative sentences end in the full stop, and optative sentences always end in the exclamation mark. Okay, I hope you understand the difference between these two kinds of sentences. Now I'm going to show you the rules for conversion of direct speech into indirect speech. These rules are applied for optative sentences. The first one is remove separating comma. That is the comma between the reporting word and the reported speech. And second is remove quotation marks. That means to remove the inverted commas. Next is use the connector that. Here we always use the connector that. We are not using to anywhere in the optative sentences. Then another rule is change said to into prayed when there will be the sentences which are showing the pray. Then another rule, change said to into wished whenever there is the sentences are showing the wishes. And another rule is change said to into cursed whenever the sentences are showing the curse. Okay, I hope you understand everything very clearly. Now I am showing you the sentences in the form of different examples. First of all, I'm discussing the sentences which are showing the pray, that means dua. Now the example is, the old man said, comma, may God help me. You can see that the actual words of the speaker are showing the optative sentence, pray, and these and in the exclamation mark. So always we use exclamation mark at the end. But remember this thing, the whole sentence with the exclamation mark must be enclosed in the inverted commas, because these are the actual words of the speaker. And we have the rule that in direct speech, we are writing the actual words of the speaker within the inverted commas. Now, how I am changing these sentences? I first copy the subject, that means the old man is here is the subject. So I copied the old man. Said is replaced by the word prayed here. And remember that I am not using to anywhere in the operative sentences. So I replace the comma. This is the separating comma with that. Okay. One more thing you should remember, that when we are changing the operative sentences into indirect speech, we are also changing them into assertive sentence. Assertive sentence means simple sentence which gives the positive meaning mostly. So we start with the subject, because it is the rule of the sentence, assertive sentence, that subject comes first with verb and then object. So we replace the subject from this point, second place, to the first place. God comes first because it is the subject here. May is the helping verb here, or you can say modal verb or auxiliary verb. So it changes into might. If you remember, I have given you in the form of chart that may is changed into might. Then the main verb with help remains help. The first form remains first form, because we have second form here, and I have already told you many times that two second forms cannot come together. And me, it is the object here. It depends upon the subject. So old man is a male person, so me is changed into him. Full stop. The sentence becomes, the old man prayed that God might help him. He was praying about himself actually, and because of that, this him comes here. I hope you are understanding. Now I'm showing you another sentence which shows the pray here. The people said, comma, long live the king. Exclamation mark is here at the end again. Now you can see that may is not here. Most of the time operative sentences start with may, but there is no may here in the sentence, but it is understood that may is here because all the operative sentences are having may. So we should not confused here. We suppose that may is present. Now the sentence, when I'm changing the sentence, I'm copying the subject first, the people, then said is changed to prayed, then comma is replaced by that. And I have told you that the subject comes first because we are changing the operative sentence into the assertive one. So the king is the subject here. So the king comes here, and auxiliary verb is not here, but we know that it is understood that may is here. So we use might word because may is changed into might. Then the main verb live, it is in the first form, so it comes here, and the long, which is the object, it comes at the last place. Here you can see it is here in the at the first place, but it comes here at the last place because we are arranging the sentence to make it in the assertive form. Full stop is placed at the end. Now the sentence becomes, the people prayed that the king might live long. I hope you are understanding these sentences. Now tell me whether you are understanding or not. I'm waiting for your reply. Please answer me. Okay, very good of you. You have understood. Please remember all the rules, because these are very much helpful when you are doing the exercise. You should remember all the rules and kindly learn them so that you will be able to do the exercise or different kinds of sentences and their conversion from direct speech into indirect speech. Now I'm going to discuss some more sentences. These are also operative sentences, but these are showing the wish. Wish means fahish. Now the sentence is, the teacher said to her student, comma, may you get success in your life. There is an exclamation mark at the end, which is showing it is an operative sentence. May is also here, which is showing that it is an operative sentence. But this is a wish because the teacher was wishing her student about her success. So how we change it? We copy the subject first, the teacher, then said to is changed into wished. Her student is the object, so it remains same. Then comma is replaced by that. Again, you should remember that when we are changing them, the operative sentence, into assertive, then we use the subject first. So you is changed into you, that is the second person. It depends upon the object. So her a student may be a male person or a female person, a boy or a girl. So we suppose whatever we want. So I have supposed that the student is a boy, so I have written he in place of you. Then may comes here, that is the auxiliary verb or the modal verb. May change into might. Then get, which is the first form of verb, it remains same. And success in, it is the object, so it is written in the same way. But your, it also depends upon the, it is second person, so it is also depend on the object. Then we suppose that the student is a boy, so it becomes his, and life is copied here with the full stop at the end. Now the teacher wished her student that he might get success in his life. I hope you're understanding these kind of sentences. These are very easy, but you should remember all the rules. If you understood or understand all the rules, you can easily do the conversions. Now the second sentence is that the prime minister said, you know that prime minister is a proper noun, so I have written P and M in the capital letters. The prime minister said, comma, long live our democracy. There is an exclamation mark at the end. You can see it easily here, which is showing the imperative sentence, operative sentence, sorry. Now, here again, I have told you that may is, if may is not present, we suppose that may is understood here, because may is the word which is showing the operative sentences, or which is used to start the operative sentence. So then I change the sentence into indirect speech. I copy the first subject in the same way. The prime minister, you can see that I have written P and M capitalized because it is the proper noun here. Then said is changed into wished because it is a wish of a prime minister for the democracy of the country. Then comma is replaced by that. Then you can see that I have already told you many times that in the assertive sentence, the subject comes first. So R because prime minister is wishing for the whole country, whole nation. So R is changed into their, and democracy is the subject, so it comes first. And then we add might because we understood that my may is there, so we add auxiliary verb here, might. Then we add the main verb live in the first form. Here we just copy it in the first form. Again, I am telling you that two second forms cannot come together, so because might second form is given here, so we use the first form. Then we add the object here, long, and at the last we place a full stop. The sentence becomes, the prime minister wished that the democracy might live long, full stop. I hope you have understood till here. Now I am waiting for your reply. Please tell me whether you have understood it or not. Okay, you have understood. If you will have any questions, you can ask me at the end of the lecture. I will give you some time. Now I want to show you the operative sentences which are showing the curse. Curse means badua. Just opposite of pray, it is curse. Now the example is, the lady said to her neighbor, comma, may you never get peace in your life. This is a curse to the neighbor from the lady, and you can see that the last at the end of the sentence there is an exclamation mark again, and the whole sentence with the exclamation mark is enclosed in the inverted commas. Okay, so it will be necessary to write the whole sentence with the punctuation mark at the end, exclamation mark, question mark, or full stop, whatever, but we have to enclose the whole sentence in the inverted commas. Now the sentence I have to change it, so I first copy The lady, because it is the subject, so it has been copied here. Then said to is changed into cursed. Then her neighbor, which is the object, it has been changed into her neighbor. Then comma is replaced by that. And again, because we have to change the optative sentence into the assertive one, so I change this you into or I use the subject first here to add in the sentence. But we know that you, that is the second person, depend on the object. So we have to suppose whether the neighbor is a male person or the female person. So I have supposed here the neighbor is a male person, so I have written he in place of you. Then may is changed into might. Then never is copied here, or if there is not given in the sentence, we copy it. Then before the first form of verb get is given here, that is the main verb, so we copy it again because might is already here, so I have to place the first form of verb. Then peace in is copied here. Then your again second person, so it depends on the object here. So we have already supposed that neighbor is a male person, so your is converted into his, then we copy the life, full stop. Then these are the sentence becomes, the lady cursed her neighbor that he might never get peace in his life, full stop. Now I hope you have understood till here. Anything which you want to ask here, till now? I hope you have understood everything very clearly. Okay. Now I'm showing you another example. This is also an example of optative sentence, which is showing the curse. That means the beggar is cursing and a person here. You can see the example. The beggar said to the person, comma, may you die soon, exclamation mark. Now there you can see again the exclamation mark is at the end of the sentence, and the whole sentence is enclosed in the inverted commas. Now the sentence has been changed, has to be changed, so we copy the beggar, that is the subject, said to into cursed, the person, that is the object, we copy the person, comma, then is replaced by that. Then you, again you has to be changed according to the object, and we have to suppose whether the person is a male person or a female person. So I suppose it as a male person, so I write he in place of you. Then may is changed into might, and then die, which is the first form of verb, it has been it has not been changed, so we copy it directly. Then soon is copied directly with a full stop at the end. Now the beggar, the sentence becomes, the beggar cursed the person that he might die soon. I hope you have understood all the sentences in which are showing, which are actually the optative sentences, and there are different sentences we have discussed here in this lecture. Some of the sentences were showing the praise, some were showing the wishes, and some were showing the curse. So I hope you have understood everything very clearly, and if you have got any question, please ask me here. Within that time, I'm marking your attendance. Now I'm giving you time. If you want to ask anything, please ask me. This is the end of the lecture today, but I want to share some of the things with you today. Yes, tell me first of all, have you understood everything? Okay. Now I'm explaining again that what are imperative sentences and what are optative sentences. Imperative sentences are those which shows request, order, suggestion, proposal, advice. These are 5 kinds of imperative sentences we have done here in the lecture today, as well as the last lecture. So if you want to revise them, go through the last lecture as well. When I will upload this video, then you will go through this video, this lecture, so that you can understand all the sentences, how these are changed from direct speech into indirect speech, as well as you should go through the rules and learn all the rules to change the imperative sentences from the direct speech into the indirect speech. One more thing you should remember, that imperative sentences end in the full stop. Okay, now I want to tell you about optative sentences. Optative sentences are those which are showing the pray, the wish, and the curse. Okay, and I have discussed these sentences by giving many examples to you. So go through those examples so that, and learn the rules, so that you will be able to change the direct speech sentences into indirect speech. And one more thing which I want to tell you, that optative sentences always end in the exclamation mark. Okay, I hope you have understood till here. Now I am telling you about some of the uh, classwork and some of the assignments. I have uploaded the assignment of uh, assertive sentences and universal truth sentences on Wednesday. I hope you have completed that assignment. Now I will upload the assignment for the remaining kind of sentences tomorrow. So you will have to complete all of these assignments, both the assignments, in your language copies. And I will show you the submission date afterwards. I will tell you the submission date afterwards. And one more thing, that on Wednesday there was a quiz, and many of you have not attempted it, so it's not good of you, because the quizzes have marks, as well as your assignments have got the marks, and we calculate all the marks to make your final result. So please be careful about them. You have to attempt all of them. Okay, now there will be a dictation day tomorrow on Friday. You should know that there will be a dictation day on Friday, and I have already given you the uh, pages which you have to prepare for the dictation. I have already given you the number of pages in the assignment given on Wednesday. So please prepare the topic and prepare the pages, learn all spelling, so that you will be able to attempt the dictation tomorrow. I will upload the dictation tomorrow in the morning, so you will have to attempt it. And I want to tell you that there will be 2 classes tomorrow, and these are also related to narrations, because there are some other types of sentences left which we will do tomorrow in the class, inshallah. And after that, in the next week, we will start the revisions. So if you have got any question, anything which you want to ask me, you can ask me now. You have the time here, you can ask me. I am waiting for your answers. Now reply me. Okay, very good of you. You have understood all sentences. Very good of you. I am waiting for your reply, please. Do you want to ask any question? No questions? Have you understood everything? Okay. Now, if you have got any question, I'm waiting for you. Write it in the chat box. Now I'm going to discuss one more thing, that you have to do the literature assignments and literature copies and language assignments and language copies, but you have if you have got no space, then do the language work in literature copy but in language portion, please. Okay, so that it will be clear uh, for you as well and for the teacher, so that the topics will be checked properly. Now, in the direct and indirect speech, you should learn all the rules properly and the charts which I have given you. Because if you are not learning them, you are not able to change the direct speech into indirect speech. So you should be very careful. Now there is little bit time left. If you want to ask anything, ask me. Otherwise, I will end this lecture. Okay, I have given you the lecture about the imperative and optative sentences. Now, inshallah, we will discuss other kinds of sentences tomorrow. We will have 2 classes tomorrow. So please be there on time. I'm waiting for your questions. Just ask me if you want to. Okay, it means you have understood everything very clearly. Now, I am going to end my lecture here. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.